Welcome back, Wargamers, to another KingBonezai Hobby Vlog. So these are Iron Hills dwarves that I have assembled and painted, or sprayed, as well as green stuffed. So I have 12 crossbows. Some of the crossbows who are reloading were kind of fiddly as I was cleaning them up, and this isn't one, but their hand broke off, and I had to kind of glue it on and green stuff a bit, because these are absolutely amazing models. You may note that there are holes through the bolts on their back. That's actually not there if you've seen on GW website. They're actually usually filled in, and I think they're supposed to be filled in, but I spent like, I don't know, 2 hours cutting them all out. Maybe it was just, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours cutting all of the area out, and I think it makes them look a lot better. So I'll be painting up 6 for Nova, as well as 2 of these dismounts who don't have shields, because they will be dismounts for the goat riders. The banner and the rest of the guys I'll probably do a bit afterward. This vlog won't be going up till after Nova, probably because I'll be painting a lot till then. So yeah, I've got the goat riders, which are absolutely amazing miniatures. They come in so many bits, like the box was just full of bits. It was a really big box and tons of bits everywhere, so there's definitely a lot to put together with these guys. I really like how the horns go. These are absolutely beautiful models, but yeah, they did have some gaps that I needed to green stuff with liquid green stuff, and that is pretty much it. The banner was great. I also cut out the area in between this banner here. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but I like having it look very realistic. There's an Iron Hills captain. Oh, here's the captain. I like the pose on this captain better, even though I like the other banner better. This captain is a really cool pose. I just wish the two-handed weapon was a better option in the game so I could bring him, but oh well. It'll be fun to paint. So that's pretty much what I'll be working on for the next few weeks or months, and so I will come back once the first set of them are base coated. See you then. Welcome back. So I have now base coated my Iron Hills dwarves. As usual with my dwarves, I will not be painting the beards on until after the wash. But otherwise they are not highlighted, base coated. You may note that some parts of the metal are not fully cleaned up. That is actually because I ran out of my mix of lead belcher and Cantor blue, and instead of mixing more up when I won't need it for a little bit until my next Iron Hills project to base coat, I figured I might as well just correct any of that in the highlight stage. So yeah, so what I did for the metal is, as I said, my mix of lead belcher and Cantor blue that I usually have. Then for the red, I use corn red. For the gold, I base coat it in Banthasar gold, that's how you pronounce it. For the face, I used Bestigor flesh. And the black parts were Abaddon black. So I'll take this dwarf here. Oh yeah, and the sword blades, or sword sheaths, my bad, were just Cantor blue. So yeah, that's how I've done it, and yeah, I'll show you this guy going around. So yeah, those are my crossbows. I'm quite pleased with how they've come out so far. I really like these crossbow sculpt. They just look a lot more tanky and tougher than the other Iron Hills dwarves, even though I'm sure their armor isn't actually any bigger, plate-wise, but they just feel bigger because of the pose and huge Borlista. So I did a similar thing on the goat dismounts. For the goats, I had all the colors, but I'm trying to make all the leather bits very dark leather, because if you notice in the movie, the dwarves actually have a very dark red tinted leather, so I just generally just wash this with noon oil. And I decided, I'm not sure, I'll be figuring this out another point, but whether I want this main cloth bit to be a red cloth, or to be blue to change it from the leather. So I'm not sure about that, as well as the parts of the goat you make note aren't yet painted. That's because I'm not entirely sure what paint scheme I'm going to go with these guys, and if I'll even want to wash them, if I'm going for a whiter look, if noon oil would be too dark, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about that. So I'll probably take care of that once I'm pretty much done with everything else. So welcome back. I did in fact remember to record the dwarves after they've been washed and before they've been highlighted. So pretty much what I did is first on the faces, I gave them a wash of Reikland Flesh Shade. And on the armor and, well, pretty much the rest of them, I gave a wash of Noon Oil. So that's pretty much what I washed them in, and I will come back when they have been highlighted. See you then. Welcome back, Wargamers. So this is my Iron Hills Dwarves highlighted. So what I did to highlight them is I first did the metal in a mixture of Ironbreaker and Cantor Blue. For the gold, I first highlighted it in Gehenna's Gold, and then Auroric Armor Gold. Just getting a little closer so it's easier to see. The red, I pretty much fixed up or did some highlighting in Corn Red. Mainly the cloth is the only thing that I actually highlighted. Everything else I just fixed up and re-washed with Noon Oil. The black is Abaddon Black again. The face, I just did another highlight of Vestigor Flesh for the skin to keep it kind of darker, because dwarves aren't as pale as elves would be, as well as dwarves, they're wearing helmets, so their face would be a bit shaded. A really interesting part, though, is the beards. For the black, I base coated it in Abaddon Black, then dry brushed with Skaven Light Dinge. For the brown beards, I base coated it in Rhinoxide, and then dry brushed it with Gorthor Brown. And for the red beards, although it's in reality more of an orange, but that's what we call the hair color, red. I first base coated it in Fire Dragon Bright, then washed it in Reikland Flesh Shade, then dry brushed it in Fire Dragon Bright, then a light dry brush of Troll Slayer Orange. And that is how I did the beards. So here are all the dwarves. The scabbards, I just reapplied any Cantor Blue that needed to be fixed. The goat riders, you may know I have not finished the goat. I will come back and show you the finished goat once I have finished the goat, because I'm going to work on those separately. So I'll probably come back once they are on their bases and the goats are finished. It's probably when I'll come back. So I'll just give you a full view of these guys. Absolutely excellent models from Forge World. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you how I did the eyes. I did the eyes pretty much like I do every other model's eyes, which is cremate white for most of the eye, And then for the pupil, I do a bad and black. I don't know if anybody has, but what I wish I could do is give them different eye colors. If anyone knows a technique for giving them eye colors without making, most of the eye certain color, please share and comment that down below, because I would really like to be able to give all my guys different eye colors as well. So welcome back. It is actually now after Nova. I finished these guys up just in time for the tournament. The Goat Riders I actually completely finished 2 days before we left for the tournament. So that was quite a close call, but pretty much what I did is I weathered them, the dwarves, with black soot, as well as a mixture for mud, mostly on the boots, but also some sprayed on the Goat Riders and the dismounts as if they had fallen down. Was a mixture of Rhinox hide and Reikland fleshshade. The bases, I'll actually talk about the goats because I don't think I've done that, but I'll talk about how I did the goats. The bases were base coated in Dawnstone, washed with Nuln Oil, then washed in Reikland fleshshade on the stone part, so not the bricks but the craggy stone, then re-highlighted up in Dawnstone, the mixtures of Dawnstone and cremate white. I did a little more highlighting on the actual rocks than the bricks, but then I did very light for the lightest highlight on the bricks as well. The snow, I just used some Citadel snow mixed with equal parts PVA glue and water. So that's pretty much it for the bases and the weathering. For the goats, I first highlighted them up in a mixture of Dawnstone and cremate white, or first base coated them. There was a lot of experimenting that went on with the goats, but then I washed the fur part. One goat I washed with Reikland fleshshade and Rhinox hide mixed. The other I washed with Reikland fleshshade and mostly Gorthor brown mixed. I'm not entirely sure which one is which. I think the one with the red beard is the one with the Gorthor brown. I think that's it, but I'm not entirely sure. And then I just dry brushed up with some Dawnstone mixed with cremate white off-whites. I did the dry brush for the goat's legs as well because the highlighting just didn't seem to be coming off so well, so I tried a dry brush for a more natural look. The horns I pretty much did in a mixture of Flayed One Flesh, Dawnstone and cremate white. And that is pretty much it. So, I must say these dwarves came out very nicely, and I'm quite happy with them. I even actually put some snow on the actual dwarves in the case of the dismounts in some places. So that really looked like they had just rolled off the goat. See, there's some snow on his chainmail. So yeah, that is how these dwarves have come out. And I hope you have enjoyed. So be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Support your Hobbit hobby, and Akman Ruki Astu. Thank you.